Time for the Week 12 Lance's Lock podcast. Every week brought to you by our friends, lanceslock.com. We'll tell you how you can be a part of that. We're down to a couple of weeks of the regular season before the conference championship. Looking back at one of your locks this week, an easy win of Louisville over Duke. You felt really confident about that. Is it fair to say there's at least 2, maybe 3 games that you are all in on this week that seem like easy wins? We'll tell you what they are, but there's a few you feel really good about.
Yeah, look, nothing's a given in the handicapping profession, but I do love this week's card. You know, going back, I liked last week's a lot. I ended up going 3-3-1 last Saturday, so it wasn't a great Saturday by any means. But I feel really confident we're going to have a great Saturday coming up, and there are 2 or 3 games that I absolutely love on this card.
Before we jump into the slate, lanceslock.com, how do we become members?
Yeah, again, you get a free play every single day. You mentioned last night it was Louisville, an easy winner there, minus the 20. They won that game going away against Duke. Last Saturday, the free winner was Ohio State. Last Sunday, it was Dallas. I mean, these are easy winners. So we've been doing this 6 years. We've never had a losing year. Jump on board. It's $90 for everything. You get the NFL. You get college football. You get college hoops. You get the NBA. Jump on board. Try us out. If you just want to watch the free picks to see how those go, and then jump on board, that's fine. $90 per month, only $3 a day, lanceslock.com.
All right, let's start things off with one of the biggest games in the country, number 4 versus number 7, Michigan State and Ohio State, 11 o'clock. It's an ABC game, early morning game. It's a game day game. It's also one that you feel really good about on one side.
Yeah, and, you know, Dunaway, again, me being superstitious, and who knows, maybe I'll wake up in the morning and I'll feel like playing 11 o'clocks and giving them out. I'll go in and give you this one, and this will not change. It's Ohio State and Ohio State only. We played them last week against Purdue. They had 45 points at halftime. Purdue had yet to allow anybody to score over 30 points. That is the way this Ohio State offense is clicking. And if you're worried about their defense against Michigan State and Peyton Thorne and Kenneth Walker, one of your Heisman contenders right now, over the last 7 games, they're only giving up 16.6 points per game. This is the first time since 1951 both of these teams have met while ranked in the top 7.
Right.
But to me, it's just it's 2 different teams. Michigan State and Mel Tucker, they've done a really good job this year. And I will say this number, which is pretty crazy. They're 3-0 outright as underdogs. So when they've been underdogs this year, they've won the game all 3 times. To me, different situation with Ohio State laying the 18.5 or 19. I think this is definitely a situation where you lay it, Ohio State will score at will.
The injury to Naylor also hurts them. Their passing game for Michigan State, just seeing them score a lot of points. And also the Mel Tucker contract this week. I mean, that puts a little bit of pressure, I think, on the coaching staff this week after the reports are coming out that, you know, they're offering him 10 years and $95 million. That sort of puts a spotlight on you.
Well, if you're going to pay a guy $95 million, $9.5 million per year, and make him a top 3 or 4 paid coach, you've got to be able to win games like this. So I agree with you. I think there is a little pressure there. And this number is there for a reason. Some people will take a look at this and they'll be like, how is a top 10 team getting 19.5 or 20 points? This is the second largest spread between top 7 teams since 1978, and that was the split of the FBS and the FCS. So really in the history of college football, this is the second largest spread between top 7s.
Iowa State and Oklahoma, another tricky game, less impactful on the playoff chase after Oklahoma's loss last week to Baylor, but 11 o'clock on Fox. Iowa State, dangerous team because they have a lot of veteran offensive weapons.
Yeah, and, you know, Iowa State, as long as they're not turning the football over, Brock Purdy's a quarterback that's got a ton of experience, and let's not forget, Iowa State is the team that actually knocked off Oklahoma in the regular season last year, had ball in hand with a chance to win the Big 12 championship game last year. You're getting 5.5, 6 points here. Oklahoma's coming off what was just a lackluster performance. The worst I've seen Oklahoma look, I think, under Lincoln Riley. Even in those games they lost to Kansas State, offensively, they still were scoring points. They looked terrible and out of sorts against Baylor. You wonder if any of that had to do with the possibility of Lincoln Riley, his name being linked to the LSU job. But I do like Breece Hall running the football here. I'll take Iowa State plus points.
All right. At lanceslock.com, the podcast here, some more plays from Lance on Wake Forest, Clemson, Texas, West Virginia. You can get those and some afternoon and night games, NFL, all that at lanceslock.com. How do we become members?
Yeah, again, really simple, Dunaway. And it's a great stocking stuffer. Everyone out there knows a gambler. For the gambler in your life, it's only $90. Again, we'll give you a free play each and every day. You can monitor to make sure you like what you see. And again, you can sign up for 1 month. You can jump out if you don't like it. It's $90. 6 years in business. We've never had a losing year. Go to lanceslock.com for more information.
All right. In the afternoon slate, Alabama playing host to Arkansas over in Tuscaloosa. Obviously, Alabama a big favorite in this one, but this Arkansas team brings Treylon Burks and some danger to Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, KJ Jefferson hasn't played great his last few games out, and Arkansas is 0-14 all-time against Nick Saban while Nick Saban's been at Alabama. I don't know if Nick Saban even knows that. This number's 21. It's a big number. Will Anderson is going to cause all types of problems for this Arkansas offense. But I've just got a feeling this number's a little too high. Alabama's given up 13 sacks their last 5 games. You gave us an interesting number on the next round on how once those sacks are given up, how it throws Alabama out of rhythm and their inability to actually get down and score points. I think Arkansas's defense is going to play for a full 60 minutes. Bumper Pool is one of the best linebackers in college football, 100 tackles, second in the SEC right now. I think they'll tackle well. I think they'll play hard. I think Alabama ultimately wins this game 14, 17 points. They won the game last year going away 52-3. I think it's a much different game this year with Arkansas. I will take Arkansas plus the points.
Arkansas staying inside that number, 230 on CBS, 230 on ESPN. This one definitely with playoff implications. Cincinnati on the outside looking in, but just outside the door. They're playing host to SMU. Second best team they played all year is SMU coming to town. In this game, I think you and I see this one a lot alike. We don't think SMU puts up the battle. It may be time for Cincinnati's A game.
I'm a little, I don't know. Cincinnati has frustrated me, and I've been stubborn on Cincinnati because I've believed that they need style points. And you go back the first 5 games of the year, they were winning by an average of almost 34 points per game. The last 4 games, they're winning by 13 points per game. So it's been a much different Cincinnati team. I think the loss of Jerome Ford has really hurt them. But Tanner Mordecai is not playing as well as he was playing earlier. So SMU is kind of in the same funk that Cincinnati's in. And I think Cincinnati way too physical for this SMU team. So I think Cincinnati ends up winning this game by 21 plus.
LT's got real thoughts on Nebraska, Wisconsin, Virginia, and Pittsburgh, and some of those others. I want to ask you about UAB UTSA as UAB plays to keep their Conference USA Championship hopes alive. You've been on UTSA since back in the preseason, back in August. It may be their biggest challenge since they beat Illinois and Memphis out of conference. Here come the Blazers, and they seem to have found their identity.
Well, the Blazers were able to shut down this Roadrunner team last year with defense, and UAB did the exact same thing last weekend against Marshall on the road. Now you're catching 5. The crazy thing here, Dunaway, is UTSA could lose this game, go 11-1, and not even play for a conference championship in CUSA. It's amazing it's gotten to this point. You wonder if UTSA plays with a little pressure on their shoulders. I kind of like UAB. I know you do. It's your upset alert. I think I would grab the 5 here. I would play it. I think UAB has got a great shot at being a live dog in this situation.
All right, 3 more games, but just quickly, the one of the 3, UCLA, USC. Not a lot on the line here, but a quarterback that you like is getting his first start, and it's a rivalry game that I don't know, we've always enjoyed watching.
Yeah, look, it's to me, I mean, it's the best uniform rivalry game out there. And Jackson Dart going back to Washington State, his first action, he's electrifying. Now, he's missing Drake London, in my opinion, the best wide receiver in college football. He's out for the year. So that's a major weapon. USC's not good against the run. UCLA will be able to run the football. This number's sitting at 3.5. I don't trust Dante Williams, the interim coach for USC. They're playing with a lack of discipline right now. But the more I think about this game, 75% of the public is on UCLA. And UCLA is one of these teams that's up and down under Chip Kelly. So by tomorrow, I'm probably going to talk myself into USC. It's one of those games I probably stay away from because I know the better team overall is UCLA and their ability to run the football. And again, Jackson Dart, a lot of pressure getting his first start in this rivalry game.
Auburn, South Carolina. There are some other games at night that are interesting, like late night, Arizona State, Oregon State. But the big one in prime time on ABC, Oregon and Utah. And you have been on this game for 2 weeks. And I don't know if this is the one you feel the most comfortable about, but you you have a strong feeling about Cam Rising in Utah.
Well, I really did up until this game, and I still do. I mean, Utah is the best team in the Pac-12. Now, whether or not they win this game, we'll see. Salt Lake City is one of the more underrated home venues, home atmospheres in college football, in my opinion. And Oregon is a team that has been holding on. And they got the cover last week. We were stubborn. We played against them. I think it's a much different game if the Cougars go in and instead of fumbling the ball through the pylon and Oregon getting 1st and 10 on the 20, if they go up 7-0, I do think it's a different game. Anthony Brown's not playing great football. Cam Rising on the other side. He's got the 7th best QBR right now in college football. Utah's ability to run the football. They've scored 34-plus in all of his starts. I just don't know if Oregon, once they get behind in this game, can keep up. I do like Utah laying the 3 here.
And listen, the final thing we're going to tell you is we never encourage parlays. But LT, for the first time ever, is throwing out, at the end of our show on Friday, the Purple Parlay. Explain to people what the Purple Parlay is this week.
Okay, so I just, in my mind, came up with this. We were talking about Kansas State and Baylor's coming off Dave Aranda's signature win against Oklahoma this past week. And a 2-team parlay, Deuces, Deuce Vaughn running the football this week for Kansas State. Kansas State's actually the favorite, -1.5. Quietly, they're 7-3. This is a really good Kansas State team. I think they beat Baylor. And then on Sunday, I believe right now Green Bay is the best team in the NFL. But going on the road, Minneapolis, I think Kirk Cousins, when you look at his weapons with Dalvin Cook and Adam Thielen and Justin Jefferson, I think Minnesota actually beats Green Bay. So your 2-team Purple Parlay of the week is Kansas State and Minnesota.
Lance'sLock.com. Go to the website, sign up there, and have a lot of fun getting winners, not only in football, but basketball as well as we get into the holiday season. A great gift at Lance'sLock.com.